Homer.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello,
How are you?
Good, good.
We're in your house, which is unusual for a handover video, but that's because we actually did the handover right whilst you were overseas.
Correct.
Looked after the tenants moving in, etc.
That's right. Yeah, it was an amazing experience.
So that's how smooth the process can be. A couple of quick telephone calls. Is this okay? Please send me your permission. We'll look after everything for you.
That's right.
Okay. Let's go back to the very beginning. Yeah? Why did you even think about doing this? How did it start?
It all started when I spoke to my accountant. My accountant was recommending that I should look into investing into another property.
Yep. So you've got my residential property?
Residential.
That was your first IP?
Correct. Yeah, it was my first one. Yeah, and so he highly recommended that I do that because of tax purposes, as well as also it's probably the best thing to do in my situation. And so I spoke to my broker, and my broker recommended
Jason.
Jason.
It's like, I'm doing it right now.
Exactly right.
Yes.
Exactly, and he
it takes a lot for a broker.
That's right. A broker.
Pass the
Yeah,
test.
exactly right. And someone that I knew was Jason was doing it. So, and also his friend went through the process before Jason, which
Chris
was
and Beck.
yeah, Chris and Beck. So that was really amazing to hear to hear their story, first person as well, and their experience. Sorry. And so yeah, that's what when I heard about that, then I jumped on the call and thought.
I remember that first call. It was a little bit skeptical
It
and a
was-
bit
it
cynical,
was
and I mean that's quite fair.
That's right.
So you know what did we do back then?
Yeah, so we went through, so you first asked me a couple of questions, and also it was all about salary and a couple of stuff, mortgage.
Just
and,
to find
and
out
the
your
base.
exact situation.
Exactly right, yeah. And I think that was to find out if I was a good match also for you guys as
To an
well.
extent,
Yeah,
yeah.
to an extent.
But also to work out what the budget, where to go, what
Exactly.
to do,
Yeah.
single or dual, all those sorts of things were all
Correct.
being weighed
Yeah.
up.
And we had 3 sessions, and I love the process. And I mean that's kind of my area of expertise in my full-time job as well. So I really love the fact that we went through that detail and getting to know me, but also getting to know yourself. We spoke numbers, and by the end of that, what we learned was that not only was it going to help my tax situation or my helping to reduce the tax. But also it was to help pay off the house, my first house.
That was a surprise for you.
That was a surprise.
I remember when we
my
ran
wife
through
and
the PIAs, I actually remember sitting right over there and explaining that to Dahlia, and she's like, you can just show me exactly where that is and what the difference is, and then explain it to me.
Exactly right. And I love the way that you broke everything down. It was great. It was easy to understand, and for myself, really not into the math side of things, but at the same time, the way you broke it down was so easy, and it made it, and it all made sense. We also got the numbers checked my father as well,
Of course.
and everything just made sense. And
And
so,
the broker and the bank.
and the
they all
broker,
did a valuation.
exactly right. Yeah,
Yeah.
the broker and the bank, and so we thought that there was an opportunity with the land. I think there was a.
You've done very well.
Yeah, we got a land right. It was just at the end of the last phase. I think that was maybe one of the last pieces of land there. So the price was right, and we thought we would jump onto it.
It was literally the last block in that stage.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
So thought why not, and to save money on that as well. I mean, if we didn't purchase at that moment, it would have been I think around 20 or 30,000 extra in the next phase. So we thought we'd jump onto that. And
It was a slow, careful jump, though.
It was.
What caused you to do that? Because it went from, it sounds like a good idea, but there was a lot of fear.
Yeah, there was a lot of fear, and something that I usually wouldn't make a jump like that.
Yeah.
I would take a lot of time, but I felt really comfortable with yourself, and also knowing again that Jason went through the process, and his friend as well. And so I thought this is, it all came together, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to make that jump. I really need to help my, reduce the tax as well, and also help pay off the house. It's a bonus.
And it's done an amazing
sense.
amount
Exactly
towards
right.
your retirement as well.
That's right, yeah.
Because you've got your initial deposit plus the rest.
Yeah.
So what's the build journey been like? Because you didn't venture, and lots of people don't,
Yeah.
You hadn't seen it till you went up there with me when it was finished.
Yeah.
Right? You'd had the videos coming on a very regular basis.
Yeah,
right?
the videos were great.
But what was the journey like?
The journey, yeah. I mean, we had to choose, you know, the basics. I mean, in terms of colors, color choice, tiles. We also chose, you know, the kitchen, the finish of the kitchen as well, bathrooms. We went in for one session actually in the office to choose the colors, and that was great. Once we locked that in, Hannah, Hannah was really great. Yeah, so thank you, Hannah. And so we after we got through that stage, then after that it was just we're just getting videos on a weekly or fortnightly basis, and the videos that you sent, Jeff, were great. You know, you showed us
the doors on.
That's right. Yeah, that's exactly right. Going through every single stage, we were getting videos, and it was great because we were approximately 2.5 hours or 2 hours drive. The videos just really gave us a really close and personal feel as if we were there. So we didn't really need to go until right there, the final stage. In fact, just before I was going overseas. So. It was a tricky situation.
It was like, gotta go there. I know it's not ready, but let me see it.
Exactly. So I got in there. I got in there right at the end to have a look at the place and also look at if there was any defects or anything like that. And really, what I found was really very minimal, and really it was all handled and very well taken care of. So. And then I went on a flight to
we
Thailand.
did a few things by WhatsApp.
That's right. Everything was on WhatsApp, and then getting Jeff and the team to do the final inspection, as well as the real estate agent, which was amazing. They took care of that last stage, and they carried out if there was any defects or not, and everything went smoothly. And
now you've got money coming in.
That's right. And the best part, we even got the property rented while we're overseas. Yeah. So we. You know,
it's best to get those tenants in immediately.
Exactly
right. It starts the cash flow.
That's right. Yeah.
Lots of people, you know, you can't see around that corner.
Yeah.
And if you don't go through this very detailed process, you don't know to start that 6-7 weeks early. Exactly. Which is what we do.
And that also made me feel comfortable as well. The idea that once you finish the property, if there was, I believe there's it's a rental guarantee. That also made me feel comfortable knowing that if there was any situation where there wasn't anyone renting the property, then we'll have that kind of protection there.
Particularly because at that stage it was newer.
It was
booming now.
Yes.
Unrecognisable, really.
Yes,
not that you noticed the change. But,
when I went there, in fact, I was so surprised to see how developed the area was.
It's all there.
Everything's there in terms of the parks, and the parks aren't just your normal, you know, small little parks. They were really modern in the way that it looked and the size of the parks.
That's that master plan estate concept,
right.
and that's why it's lifting so much for us.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you the NPS question. You've got to ask it a certain way because otherwise it doesn't qualify. And it's how happy you would feel recommending us to a friend or colleague from a 0 through to a 10. What's your
I definitely recommend Hamilton Homes. I mean, 10 out of 10 is what I would give the rating. And I've also already recommended my friend and my father as well. They haven't gone through the process officially yet, but it's something that I definitely will.
You can send them the video.
Yes, I'll send them the videos.
I'm about to ask you what you would say to people who were thinking about it and procrastinating, but we'll come back. Thank you for the 10. Right? No, how have you found everything?
Everything is, again, I put trust into Hamilton Homes as well as Jeff, and seeing the whole process, I definitely would do it again. It was painless. There was no friction points at all. I mean, it was just everything went smoothly, and we got the property rented, and both properties, in fact, and everything's well. Seeing the cash flow coming in now, it's really good. So
you made a little bit of money too.
Made a little money as well. Yeah, very very lucky. I mean, I think I got in the right time.
People always make that 100 to 120, 130. We forecast that for you on the PIA.
Correct. Yeah.
But the market lifted.
Yeah.
We run that 24-point criteria.
Yeah.
That suburb looked very good.
Yeah.
Turned out to be one of the best suburbs in Australia for that period.
Correct.
You've made
around over 300,000, I would say, give or take. And that was even before we finished the property. I mean,
if you don't mind me asking, where does that sit in relation to the super from your entire working life so far?
I guess that's probably roughly what I was hoping to make.
It's the same
amount.
Amazing number.
Yeah, it's an amazing number. and to be honest, I mean, just waiting for a couple more months, and hopefully we can look at doing something else again. We're using the equity release from the second property, property we just completed, and then we'll move into a third one, or second one. So investment properties.
So, what advice have you got to someone else? Because you were amongst the more fearful. There was a hesitancy and a needing to be proved, which is very proper.
Yeah.
I think everybody should be cynical and skeptical, right? And test, because otherwise you could end up buying anything from anybody, and it may not perform.
Exactly.
Right? We are doing a very mechanical, mathematical process.
Yeah.
But what advice have you got to someone out there who's like,
Look, I definitely would recommend. Look, first of all, I mean, what I did was, again, looking at the numbers, making sure that you're happy and feeling comfortable with everything that was presented to yourself, and also after that, what can I say? Definitely like making the jump. I mean, not making the jump, but just
it's a step.
It's a step, and it's a little bit scary. But once the process starts and begins, everything is just seamless, and you're getting all the updates, and in the end, like Jeff just mentioned, I mean, like that the area is was one of the best, which was amazing. Right?
Well, there's no fluke in
that.
I mean,
that's
not incredible or amazing. That's the result of
That's the result. Exactly right. And the numbers, and that's why and we actually found. I mean, once we purchased the land and waiting for that to get processed, what I actually looked up, what found out through news.com there, which is probably not the best. But we got it was a top five LGAs of growth, and that was one of the areas, which was amazing. And it was great because that was the start of the process. And but yeah, no, I'll definitely recommend that you jump into it with care, but knowing that you are in great hands, and overall, I'll do it again.